You know that feeling, right? You're stuck in a conversation about the weather, and you're just mentally looking for the nearest exit. Well, today we're going to decode that feeling, that dread of small talk, and get into why it feels so completely draining. First things first, let's talk about that tiny attack feeling, because that sense of dread you get, I promise, it is not just you.
I mean, that's such a perfect way to put it, isn't it? A tiny attack. It's not some huge crisis, but it really does feel like this small but very real assault on your energy and your focus. It's a question that demands something from you but gives you absolutely nothing of substance back. So why does it feel so wrong?
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. This reaction doesn't mean you're antisocial or rude. No, it might mean you're what's called an authentic non-participant. It sounds cool, right? Let's unpack what that actually means.
See, the answer isn't really about modern etiquette at all. It's buried deep in our evolutionary past. This feeling is tied to this primal instinct for survival, something we can call tribe logic. Just think about it for a second. For our ancient ancestors, talking wasn't just to pass the time. Communication was life or death. It was all about sharing critical, high-value information. You know, stuff like, where can we find clean water? Or, hey, are there any predators around here? Or, which of these berries will kill you? Sharing knowledge was a survival tool, not just a social pleasantry. And that really highlights these two totally different ways we interact. Over on one side, you've got what we call social grooming. This is just following the polite trends, doing what's expected to maintain your social status. But on the other side, you have high-value information. This is about sharing genuinely useful stuff that builds real, actual trust and connection. Your brain, it seems, is hardwired to hunt for the second one. So that brings us right back to this term, an authentic non-participant. This is someone whose gut instinct, their evolutionary wiring, pushes them toward those meaningful, valuable exchanges, the kind that kept our ancestors alive, instead of the purely decorative social chatter we call small talk. Okay, so we've got the evolutionary angle down. Now let's get into the psychology of it. In any given conversation, what's really motivating you? Your motivation here is everything. An internal motivation means you deeply value the authenticity and the depth of the connection you're making. But an external motivation, that's when you're just focused on following the social script, saying the right things. The authentic non-participant is almost always driven by that internal need for something real. The source material for this explainer uses this incredible phrase to describe that pressure we all feel to just conform. It calls it the social virus of polite trends. I mean, wow. It perfectly captures how small talk can feel, right? Like it's infectious and obligatory, spreading around without any real purpose. And your aversion to it, well, maybe that's just a healthy immune response. So after all that, what's the big takeaway? Let's boil it down to this idea: depth over decor. Here's the bottom line on all of this. Preferring depth isn't you being rude, it's your brain's instinct for efficiency. You are literally wired to seek out high-value information. You're driven by this deep internal need for an authentic connection. It all means you prioritize substance over some kind of hollow social performance. It's really that simple. So please, remember this. That feeling you get isn't a sign that you're failing socially. Not at all. It's a sign that you're succeeding at something way more important, prioritizing genuine, meaningful connection. And that really leaves us with one last thought to chew on. Instead of worrying about why you can't stand the superficial chatter, maybe the real question we should be asking is this: now that you know you're wired for depth, what truly meaningful connection are you going to go out and build instead?